what they wanted to do. So here we go. Third time's a charm. Green is in the air. Once again, the mod lights are underway. It's David and Justin Rafferty out front with Ed Griggs, Jeff Rafferty and Michael Rafferty along for the ride inside the top 5. Off of corner number 2 for the first time, David will bring Justin along with him into corner number 3. It's Rafferty, 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 Riggs, Rafferty. And Dylan Rafferty is up to 6th position after 1 lap. So Dylan goes from his starting position of 20th to 6th in a lap. He's now battling Griggs for 4th. He's now battling his cousins and brother for 2nd. He's going to move into 3rd at lap number 2. So Dylan Rafferty is 3rd at lap number 2. He's 1st coming off of corner number 2, but Dad and cousin go back around him, and he slips back to 3rd. So David Rafferty out front. David Rafferty sliding around the track like he's got a full-body modified. That didn't work out so great, as Justin Rafferty takes over the lead at lap number 4. So put Justin Rafferty out front in the 75. David now back to 2nd. Dylan to 3rd. Jeff 4th. Ed Griggs is 5th. Michael Rafferty 6th. Kevin White back there in 7th. Dylan goes to the high side. His father's right there, but it doesn't matter. He says, "See ya, Dad." He'll take the lead at lap number 5. So Dylan Rafferty to the lead by lap number 5. David wants it back, tired of running 2nd to his young son. Is David Rafferty as he fights to stay in the mix. Coming off the high side behind son Dylan Rafferty out front. David 2nd. Justin is 3rd. Ed Griggs 4th. Jeff Rafferty 5th. Michael Rafferty 6th. Kevin White back there in the 7th spot, followed by the 73 of Tony Kerr. Travis Alexander with a nice recovery back to 8th. The 34 machine running in the 9th position. That is Tyler Farrell and Nathan Wolf trying to break into the top 10. Dylan Rafferty begins to pull away on the rest of the field here at the lap number 7 marker. So at lap number 8, there'll be 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go. Dylan Rafferty out front. Let's get a differential look this time around. So Rafferty Dylan turns a 21.122. The next driver closest is a 21.696, and that is Ed Griggs. So Dylan Rafferty about a half a second lead, or faster than the remaining field, as the laps continue to click off. Coming around this time, it's lap number 9. Lap 9 now in the books. Good battle here for 2nd between Justin Rafferty, Ed Griggs, and David Rafferty. Look at this battle. Good battle here between the 64, 47, and 75. That for 2nd, give that to Griggs at lap number 10. So with 2 laps to go, Ed Griggs moves into that 2nd spot. Meanwhile, Dylan Rafferty has checked out, establishing his own zip code with the white flag in hand from Flagman Terry Wantland, signifying 1 more lap to go next time around. So the white flag will fly this coming time around from Flagman Terry Wantland as we watch this great battle between Ed Griggs and David Rafferty. Griggs currently has it in 2nd. David's back to 3rd. Justin Rafferty now 4th. Jeff Rafferty 5th. Mike Rafferty 6th. Kevin White 7th as the white flag flies for Dylan Rafferty. 1 to go. There's Griggs and David. We'll keep an eye on this battle. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. Back straightaway. 1 car spun sideways. The leader narrowly getting by there. Looks like one of our 78 machines has spun. Here we go. There's Ed Griggs. He'll dive down to the low side, trying to get a run on Dylan Rafferty. Griggs on the low side, searching the hub, catfishing down there. Dylan Rafferty right there as well. Side by side, dragway into corner number 3. Griggs is going to keep it as low as he can, right in the middle of the lane. loses traction, and Dylan Rafferty will come back on the high side. Griggs needed to get up there, couldn't quite make it up there. He's going to dive down low once again. Now we'll have a lap machine. Will that lap machine come into play down the back straightaway? Dylan Rafferty gets a good run off too, but so does Griggs. Griggs has one more chance here to do something. He's got to get up in front of Dylan Rafferty to the line for the win. The 12-lap main event for the Mod Lights will go to Dylan Rafferty in the 46. Griggs is second. Justin Rafferty, David Rafferty, Michael Rafferty, Jeff Rafferty, Kevin White, Tony Kerr, Travis Alexander, Tyler Farrell, and Nathan Wolf to finish up our Mod Lights here tonight. It's a good one right to the finish as the drivers battled it out for the win, but Dylan Rafferty prevails once again. Now, how many of you look to your left or look to your right like I asked you to do and laid down a 5 spot? You're now
as they go side by side as we come out of turn number 4, stock cars underway. As Waylon dives down into turn number 1 and 2, but watch on that top side. Oh, as Seifert goes around in turn number 2, look out. Yellow comes out. Also another car down on the infield area. Seifert spins out of turn number 2. Complete restart. So tough break there for Seifert. To the tail, also Sowers to the tail, but here we go. Coming into turn number 4, it's Waylon and Shields. Green flag in the air for your 15-lap stock car event here at Lakeside Speedway. Shields gets a good run on that top side, followed right by O'Neill. So Shields, O'Neill, your top 2 as they come into 3 and 4. O'Neill all the way up to the top. Gets a good run off that top side now, but Tim Shields, Waylon in 3rd, Holcomb, and then Casey Shields. So Dad is in front. His son in that 5th spot, Hank Thompson then, and the number 6 behind them. Shields, O'Neill up on that top side. That seems to be where they want to run right now. See a couple more guys now going to the hub on the low side in 3 and 4. But right now, Shields and O'Neill. O'Neill gets a good run off the top of 2. Thought he might stick a nose in there, but waiting patiently this time as now he goes low side in 3 and 4. O'Neill side by side still. Tim Shields with a good run off the top of 4. Then Waylon, Holcomb, Casey Shields are top 5. Then it's Thomas Ground, Tim Pruitt, Hank Thompson, Joe Sowers, and Vernon Keever. That's your top 10. Back to your leaders now. Watch this, nose to tail. Shields and O'Neill. O'Neill trying to figure a way around them. It's lap number 4. O'Neill. Yellow comes out here in turn number 4. I believe Ground. The 33 of Thomas Ground goes around in turn number 4. So 65th season as Tim Shields brings him around. Shields pops up to the top again, has a good run up there. Waylon into 00 down low. So Shields, O'Neill, and Waylon, your top 3. O'Neill now about halfway, gets trying to make something happen down on that low side. Not able quite make it stick, so he stays up high again with Tim. So Shields, O'Neill. Here comes Casey Shields now. He gets by Waylon. Casey. That seems to be the line to run right now, is on the top side of the track. O'Neill, though, trying to figure a way to get around your leader, Tim Shields. Nose to tail as they come around turn number 2 again. Casey Shields now in the battle for the 3rd spot with Waylon. Then it's David Holcomb in the 46. Now O'Neill on the bottom side of the 3 and 4. Goes down to the hub that time, not able to make it stick. Still to the top side in 1 and 2. Now about a 5 to 6 car length lead. So that's the money.
This is the money. This is T-Bone's tickets.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Shields, O'Neill, Casey Shields, Nick Whalen, Holcomb, then it's Pruitt, Hank Thompson, Vernon Keever. I'm sorry, Ground, now Keever, and Chris Barnard as the number 11 machine. Now Jerry Liston starts to slow down on the low side through the back stretch. Back to your leaders. Again, it's O'Neill. Tries to get a nose in on Shields. Lap after lap. Trying to figure a way to get around him. But Tim Shields has not, to this point, made a mistake. But O'Neill searching that track, trying to make something work. Says if I can't beat him up here, I'm going to have to figure out a way to get around him as the yellow flag comes out. Barnard in the 8:24 out of turn number 2. That was lap number 10, I believe. Wantland with the green furled flag. Back in the air. Here we go. Nose to tail, literally coming down that front stretch. Casey Shields tries to get a run on the high side. Here comes O'Neill now, side by side with Tim Shields. Shields, O'Neill, side by side. O'Neill slides up in front. Shields now to the low side as they come around turn number 4. It's O'Neill now, your new race leader. O'Neill, Tim Shields now trying to fight back on that low side up in turn number 2. Holcomb now up into that 3rd spot. Here comes David Holcomb down on the back stretch. He gets right to the tail of Shields. But O'Neill in that number 1 got by on that restart. So just 3 laps remain. Yellow flag comes back on the back stretch. Oh, and O'Neill goes around. Oh, no. O'Neill goes around as the yellow came out for Sowers in the 61. Casey, green flag in the air, just 3 to go. Watch to the tail of the field here was Cam Shields and the one of Austin O'Neill. Back to your leader, though, as he comes out of turn number 4 right now, Tim Shields. Shields as your leader. Shields, Holcomb, Whalen, Ground, and Pruitt, your top 5. Here comes Casey Shields, also the one of Austin O'Neill. Let's see if they can make up some ground as they come up through the field, but the white flag will come out this time for your leader, Tim Shields. And the one of Austin O'Neill goes around again here in turn number 4. See if he can get it going again. Austin O'Neill slows down here on the front stretch. Meanwhile, Tim Shields up on the top side in turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. It's Shields, David Holcomb, Nick Whalen, Ground, Cam Shields, your top 5. Pruitt, Thompson, and then I guess Austin O'Neill. So again, your winner tonight, Tim Shields in the 42.
Tonight at Lakeside Speedway, Terry Wantland gets busy. Here we go. J.C. Morton picking up where he's been 2 out of 2 races already ran and contested here at Lakeside Speedway. Out front, leading the way. He's a former USRA national champion, multiple-time track champion across the Ozarks region down south. He's looking good here tonight at Lakeside. One car pulls off the speedway on the back straightaway. Will stay clean and green. Patrick Royalty moves to the outside now. Jake Richards comes along for the ride. Those are the top 3 right now. Morton, Royalty, Jake Richards out front, leading the way here at lap number 2. So J.C. Morton pulling away. Patrick Royalty pulling away from that great battle back there for third between Trevor Hunt and Jake Richards. There's Morton crossing the line for lap number 3, Royalty. Nick Newton now up in the mix. Jake Richards, then Nick Newton, now Trevor Hunt back to 5th. Nick Newton, the man on the move. Richards slips back a spot, back to that 4th position. Luke Neiman holding strong here tonight. After some motor woes a couple weeks ago, Luke looking very strong here tonight, running 6th, followed by Blake Pierce, Sturgis Streeter, Tim Powell, and Colton Stevens now inside the top 10. 4 laps into this one, and J.C. Morton has pulled nearly a full straightaway length advantage on the 49 of Patrick Royalty. So Morton nearly a full straightaway out front of second running Patrick Royalty at the lap 5 marker. No change inside the top 10 that time around. Tim Powell now trying to come forward in that 57. Had a bit of a way back finish in his heat race as one car pulls to the inside. That looks like the number 10 machine of Christopher Connell will retire early in this one. So the 10C off. Again, will stay clean and green. Now one car goes a lap down the back chute. That looks to be Kyle Henning out of Atchison, Kansas. He'll go a lap down. Patrick Royalty still holding second. Is it Ellison? Ellison, excuse me, goes a lap down in the 1A machine. We've got lots of ones here tonight. So Ellison a lap down. Now Patrick Royalty will go around the lap machine as well. Nick Newton still holding strong in that 3rd spot, followed by Jake Richards. Richards holding strong there. Trevor Hunt is 5th. Blake Pierce, Sturgis Streeter, Luke Neiman lost a couple positions that time around. Colton Stevens and Tim Powell rounding out your top 10 at lap number 8. Richards has to take evasive action as he makes a little contact there with Ellison in the 1A. Ellison down low. Richardson has to go up high. Richards has to go up high to make the pass to stay inside of that top 4 battle. Newton there in 3rd pulls away just a little bit on Richards. Then there's quite a bit of a gap there back to Trevor Hunt in that 5th spot. Blake Pierce still holding very strong in 6th. Luke Neiman now back to 7th. He's rebounded 1. Sturgis Streeter back to 8th. Colton Stevens and Tim Powell still round out your top 10. Halfway through this one, 10 down, 10 to go. Richards trying to reel back in that 3rd place run by Nick Newton in the 3x3. That's one of the better battles on the Speedway right now. Behind him, Hunt, Pierce. Then Luke Neiman, Streeter, and Stevens all locked in a battle here at lap number 11. 9 more laps to go. J.C. Morton has established his own zip code here tonight in the 18, going for 3 in a row. Patrick Royalty trying to reel him in actually a little bit. Royalty has closed the gap ever so slightly here as we continue to click off laps. This will be lap number 13. Can Patrick Royalty have enough time to reel in race long leader J.C. Morton? We'll keep an eye. Lap traffic certainly could come into play here as they approach the 21V of Nick Tranquino. A half a second gain that last lap. It looks like he's going to gain again, and I think Patrick Royalty realizes he is gaining because he is flying in these corners. 0.86 seconds. Patrick Royalty is right there. Is the 18 fading? Are the tires glazing over? What's going on with the 18? Now J.C. Morton will switch lines to put a lap on Vic Tranquino. We'll watch him off of corner number 4. Morton goes around Tranquino. Royalty's right there. He's pulled in with about a 4-car length disadvantage right now. Royalty right up against the fence at the lap 15 marker. Just 4 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line this time. It'll be lap 16 and 4 laps to go. Jake Richards now has gone back around Nick Newton. He'll retake the 3rd spot. Nick Newton back to 4th. Trevor Hunt still 5th. As we keep an eye on our lead pair, just about 8 car lengths separating those two. Luke Neiman now has rebounded to 6th with Blake Pierce, Sturgis Streeter, Tim Powell, and Colton Stevens still inside the top 10. Lap 17 now in the books. Here's your leader, J.C. Morton. Begins to pull away a little bit. Patrick Royalty might have showed him a little bit too early. J.C. might have had milking the throttle a little bit, but Patrick got up there and showed him a door panel or two, and J.C. has pulled back out now here at lap number 18. Just 2 more laps remaining.
1.3.
A 1.3 second deficit for Patrick Royalty as he tries desperately to cling on to any chance at getting to J.C. Morton for the victory and preventing Morton from taking 3 in a row. As the white flag flies, it'll be one final circuit for J.C. Morton and Patrick Royalty to sort it out here at Lakeside for our B-Mod main event. A distant third is Jake Richards, followed by Nick Newton and Trevor Hunt inside the top 5. Our leaders are into turn 3, rolling off of corner number 4, right in the middle lane through lap traffic. Your winner, 3 in a row, Springfield's J.C. Morton. Patrick Royalty with a strong run to second. Coming home in third tonight will be Jake Richards in the 7J, followed by Nick Newton in the 3x3. Fourth, Trevor Hunt is 5th. Luke Neiman in 6th, Blake Pierce 7th. Tim Powell in 8th, Sturgis Streeter 9th, and Colton Stevens will round out your top 10 here this evening. So it got exciting there at lap 14, 15, and 16 as Patrick Royalty pulled up to challenge J.C. Morton for the win, but in the end, Morton prevailed and pulled away for his 3rd consecutive victory here at Lakeside Speedway. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. A-Mods are underway. Kerry Davis in search of his first win here at Lakeside Speedway this season. He'll have to try to dethrone Tyler Wolf, who has 2 wins in a row. Here comes the Arkansas driver on the outside. He'll bring Davis, Tim Carrick with him. Good run early on by Lee Hibner and Chad Lyle inside the top 5. Lap number 1 will go to Tyler Wolf. Wolf spent quite a bit of time traveling with the United States Modified Touring Series, and you can certainly tell as this driver has things figured out underneath him in that 4W machine. Always a strong competitor. You'll see the results from southern Missouri, the Ozark region, Oklahoma, northern Texas, wherever he decides to show up. Tyler Wolf, always a strong runner. Obviously, he's pulled out to a half a straightaway length advantage here early on in this one. Coming around to complete lap number 3. The battle is for second. That's where we find Parkville's Kerry Davis in the 68. And then Baser, Kansas driver Tim Carrick. Here comes Chad Lyle. Now Oak Grove calling home. Chad Lyle in that Christina Smith owned number 16S. Lyle gets a great run off corner number 2, but Carrick slams the door. Now Chad Lyle will try to crossover maneuver. That doesn't work. He has to get out of the throttle, but those 2 drivers are side by side, switching the lead, or switching positions back and forth. If that was for the lead, this would be a barn burner. Great battle there with Chad Lyle now getting the advantage off corner number 2. Ever so strongly pulling away from the 1K of Tim Carrick. Carrick back to that 4th spot. Darren Fuquay out of Mayetta, Kansas now, right there in the top 5. He sets 5th. Terry Schultz is 6th. He's moving up through the field. Lee Hibner sets back there in that 7th spot, followed by former champion Nick Benninger, Tyler Hibner, and Randall Schiffelbein Jr. inside the top 10. So Tyler Wolf continues to dominate here through lap number 6. He's already into corner number 1. Here comes the rest of the fellas down the front stretch. It's Kerry Davis, Chad Lyle, Tim Carrick, Darren Fuquay, Terry Schultz, Nick Benninger, Lee Hibner, Tyler Hibner, and Randall Schiffelbein again inside the top 10. Quickly clicking off the laps here tonight at Lakeside Speedway. Kerry Davis running very strong here tonight. Has begun to pull away a little bit now from Chad Lyle. We'll see if Lyle can switch lanes to try to figure something out. Tyler Wolf in his own zip code, as I like to say, leading this one out front at the lap number 8 marker. Davis, Lyle, good battle there for 2nd and 3rd. Tim Carrick and Darren Fuquay, 2 of the Kansans now going at it. Fuquay dives down to the low side, but Carrick is there. Carrick slams the door on Fuquay. Fuquay will try to get some bite off of corner number 2 and does so on the low side. You rarely see that at Lakeside. Normally it's the high side where you get the bite off of 2, but Fuquay pulls it off, pulls a slider on Carrick, and Carrick now will slip back to that 5th position as Darren Fuquay has moved to 4th at lap number 9. Just as I thought Kerry Davis was going to begin to pull away from Chad Lyle, now Chad Lyle has ever so slightly reeled in Kerry Davis. So a battle of former champions with Kerry Davis and Lyle. There's champions strung all throughout the top 5 in this one. In fact, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, as Chad Lyle nearly got into the back of Kerry Davis just right there. Davis got out of the throttle, I think, a little bit sooner than Lyle anticipated, and the two nearly collided. Thankfully, we keep going. Green flag racing conditions still over the Speedway. Fuquay now pulling away from Carrick, who is falling into the clutches with this great battle between Nick Bittinger and Terry Schultz. Bittinger searches the low side. He'll search the hub. Cat fishing down there for some grub on the hub is Nick Bittinger. Ha! A new saying, grub on the hub. Here comes Nick Bittinger. He's going to put the pressure on Tim Carrick, Terry Schultz. Where else but on the high side here at Lakeside Speedway. Randall Schiffelbein now trying to move up through the field. Schiffelbein has moved up to the 8th spot. Mark Schaffman started this one way back. He's up to 9th. And Lee Hibner now to 10th. So Mark Schaffman has gained half the field positions here. Lap number 12 marker that time around. Kerry Davis still with about an 8-car length advantage over Chad Lyle into 3rd. Darren Fuquay now ever so slightly pulling within the clutches of Chad Lyle. Fuquay now clears Rusinger and Terry Bivens, 2 veteran drivers out there. Carrick, Bittinger, Schultz, no change there. Schiffelbein, Schaffman, Lee Hibner, Tyler Hibner. Tyler Hibner about to go a lap down on leader Tyler Wolf. So Tyler Wolf puts Tyler Hibner a lap down here at the lap 14 marker. Tyler Wolf just setting a blaze to Lakeside Speedway here tonight. Comes off of turn 4 right behind Lee Hibner. Lee Hibner floated right there. He's lapped up to 10th. At lap 15 with just 5 laps remaining, Tyler Wolf dominating here tonight at Lakeside Speedway. Look out, Mark Chapman floats it way up high as Randall Schiffelbein threw some sparks off the wall on that lap trying to hold on to that position. Nick Bittinger now searches the low side. Tim Carrick trying to hang on. It looks like the tires might be going away just a little bit on Carrick as Bittinger's been able to pull away from him. Look at this battle. Now a battle with Chad Lyle and Darren Fuquay. Lyle down low, Kerry Davis up high. Now Darren Fuquay is going to get that great bite again off of corner number 2. Fuquay, one of the few drivers able to get that good bite coming off of 2. He now searches the low side on the hub, trying to get around Lyle. Lyle will come back around and barely cling on to that 4th place spot here at lap number 17. The two go side by side with Kevin McGinnis. Now Fuquay will get the advantage and move around Lyle at the white flag for Tyler Wolf, floating it way up on the high side, putting that right rear panel right up against the fence at the big, wide, sweeping turns of Lakeside Speedway. The final time, the final turns coming off of corner number 4 with a dominating 3rd win in a row. Tyler Wolf, your winner here tonight at Lakeside Speedway. We have to wait just a little bit longer to determine who is going to run 2nd. It is going to be Kerry Davis 2nd. Darren Fuquay comes to 3rd, followed by Chad Lyle 4th. Nick Bittinger brings it home in 5th, followed by Carrick in 6th. Schultz is 7th, Schiffelbein 8th, Chapman up to 9th. Tyler Wolf lapped up to 9th. An amazing run by the Arkansas driver here tonight at Lakeside Speedway to close things out. A very fast-moving race here tonight. I'm not sure what the actual clock said for the time of the race.
7 minutes green.
7 minutes of green flag racing. Tyler Wolf blisters the field here tonight at Llakeside Speedway. An amazing run. Well, fans, if you're making your way home tonight, please be safe. We want to see you right back here next week. The Joe Barry Clash of the B-Mons will be with us, as well as weekly racing. So if you're making your way out of here tonight, trying to get a jump on traffic, please be safe as you do so and make your way back to your home locations this evening. For everybody waiting in line going down to the pits, keep in mind, keep children in check. Make sure they're close by you. Those cars are very hot. Sometimes the drivers are as well. So just saying, be careful down there in the pits if you're going.